they got so ahead that they can just do whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping this game's a little bit closer where we can see the nuances of these comps. And as we load into the Summoner's Rift here for our SIBOL 2022
What?
National Team Selections, Papito already getting taken down. So it's a mutual kill here, 1-for-1.
Wait, they're
Already,
fighting!
it's a fiesta.
Oh,
Hello,
yeah.
Smexy?
And
Hello?
yeah, Smexy is also gonna pull down.
Damn.
That is a bit
I
of a
think
blunder
he
though.
tried.
For,
He tried to go for early vision there, and he basically just got caught out by YJY there. So at that point, that is gonna be a little bit of a problem as the kills went exactly where they needed to for West Point. And LG Hydra, yeah, Sopito got a kill, but Viego Akali getting an early kill here, a boost of 300 gold,
That's not
450
good.
silver blood. That's not good.
yeah, all I can say is that right now, especially the recent changes onto they went for Zenith Blade on the bot lane though. They're
Yeah,
really
this is pretty much just
countering
level
without-
1.
Yeah, they don't have enough damage though to work with, but YJY has sheer range, so maybe he can do something against Snake. But right now with the lethal tempo popping off, he has a lot of range.
That's pretty much them. That's a greeting to each other, right? This level 1 fight. YJY kind of beat up Snake in the earlier level 1 in a previous game, but now it's a little bit more even. YJY does have the pots, does have the healing, of course, to sustain himself back up, but Snake, they will most likely get the early level 1.
Yeah, and I'm liking that they were able to get the first kill a while ago sa top side. Parzival just lost there because, you know, a lethal tempo on Swapito just makes his cooldown go boom, right? Like, he has a 1-second cooldown after that pops off. That's why you can't win a 1v1 against him at this point in the game. Maybe later on, pag nagkaroon na siyang onting items, that is where you win. But right now, Swapito has the advantage with the Ignite.
For sure. If he can get another kill like that within the next few minutes, once that ignite goes off cooldown, then he should be in a very good spot to just be a threat, right? Build up his first few items, join the team fights, or possibly, probably just join the team fights here around Rift Herald. He doesn't have teleport, so he's not going to be able to influence the Drake fights too much, but if he's able to leverage his topside power with the ignite kill potential, then it's going to be very, very big boost in his power. But for now, it's just going to be relatively even. Parzival should have evened it out with the CS with that assist.
What I want to say is that I thought that is going to be a starving Senna build for the side of West Point Esports, but they went in with that. They have the Glacial Augment to work with though on the bot side. They're trying to get the kill, but it might be a punish coming into Kagron, but force the flash away. That's going to be good for West Point. They still have flashes to work with.
They have both flashes as well. Meanwhile, Kagron's basically a sitting duck if he gets caught out by Cresho, which means Snake has to be a little bit more careful because once his support's gone, he doesn't have anyone to peel from him. Cresho's going to get easy knockups. So right now though, LG Hydra, they're not letting the initial 2 kills phase them too much. They haven't really evened it out as so much as they basically just dealt with it. And
they flashed into the grand entrance. Kagron gonna be the target. He doesn't have a flash, remember, so he's gonna flash. Revelate is just gonna get the kill there. That's again another kill for the side of West Point. Might be going for more though. But never mind. Revelate has the Zenith Blade to work with, but no, they're not gonna go in there.
Good awareness from West Point Esports. Okay, they realize, okay, si Kagron dito,
look at this.
He's pulling up. Oh, Swapito. Okay, a little bit dangerous if that was under turret. Oh, that haymaker. Oh no, that must loses the entire trade. Smexy is right around the corner, but Parzival can probably do another haymaker against Swapito if he's not careful. I think all Smexy is doing here is giving Swapito a way to back and get back into lane, because since he doesn't have teleport, he needs that help with shoving. And knows he's gonna spend his gold. And
Here, really now?
Cancels the recall there. I don't think it matters in the long run, but still rude.
The way he's coming in though, but yeah, that's gonna be Kagron. Look at the mid lane. Kagron is already here, has the Zenith Blade. They don't have a flash in Columbia, so he's basically dead.
Nice, good use of the ignite there from Kagron. Basically, Kagron realizes, okay, this bot lane, YJY with Cresho in the Senna Rakan combo, it's a little bit too hard to take them down, especially with Revelate kind of babysitting them around there. So what they just do is that, okay, let's just allocate resources elsewhere. And here's what I was talking about of how the awareness from West Point now, okay, see Kagron He's just sticking around here. He's not respecting how much we can gank him, how much that Cresho can just go in. And meanwhile here, it's just pretty much a solid gank, a solid roam here from Kigran.
Yeah, I just like that LG is giving themselves a fighting chance. Whenever it comes down to these fights, whenever they're given the chance, they're gonna go for it. And I'm liking it. I'm liking the way that they play. So, West Point Esports, with YJY slowly getting into the range. Actually, no, I was gonna point out a while ago, I thought they're gonna go with a starving Senna in the bot lane to let Cresho build the Shurelias as early as he can para mas makapag-roam around siya. Pero going for this, I think it's okay. At least they're going for more damage kay YJY.
Yeah, and I do think that despite Revelate and Calumnia dealing enough damage by themselves, having that consistent long-range YJY damage definitely helps them reach those breakpoints where Revelate can get those resets and Senna can get those executes here.
Showstopper,
And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Showstopper onto the top side. Swapito was forced to flash. Yeah, they burned their flash on both sides, but they still have Ignite on Swapito though. They can still go for a fight here.
I think it needs a gap to finish this off though, because just having Ignite out is not gonna be enough against Parzival once he gets a full gauge for his Haymaker. No matter how many times he cuts through with the Sealed Fate, it's just not enough to break through that initial shield from the Haymaker. Even with the repeat damage from the Solar Bound, it's a little bit too late. Here,
bot lane fight. Red Entrance wasn't able to hit, and that's gonna be the punish coming in. Cresho is gonna fall down. Keytron is gonna be the next target. They're not gonna be able to get the kill, so Revelate is not gonna get the resets. That's good for LG, turning things around. Smexy with this one, he's chasing him down with the ghost, but no damage coming through to their side. Snake comes in, and that's gonna be the damage in the flash, and that is a triple kill onto Snake. They can take the Drake if they want.
Oh no, we've seen this before. We've seen early triple for Snake before. It wasn't. This one isn't as clean, but it's definitely a triple, and they are gonna be working with this to the T. This is where LG Hydra can start really leveraging power here against West Point Esports. With Snake getting a huge boost here, basically gets accelerated by a pickaxe. Imagine you get like 3 kills. That's essentially accelerating your CS by like 7 minutes, assuming you don't get any other kill, right? Like 6 or 7 minutes, so sheesh.
Almost a try-first na, no? Just because of that.
Why?
And that's a very big win. If ever makuha niya na itong try-first na to for Snake, that's just gonna give them enough leeway to do some damage when it comes to clashes. So West Point Esports, right now, feel ko kailangan nila mag-back away. Kasi Snake with the try-first is gonna be hard to deal with. They can't chase him down, especially na wala silang point and click CC on their side.
Feel ko top side na lang yung problemahin nila muna.
For sure.
And so far though, for West Point, they still it's a pretty big jump in gold. Like this 2K gold lead is not almost entirely, but a big chunk of it is in the hands of Snake. So they still have a good way of dealing with that, and which is sending Revelate elsewhere. So they're sending their resources topside here. They're gonna try and fight for the Rift Herald Calumnia. If Snake is not there, this gold lead mostly does not matter. And if Revelate is present, then he can start leveraging his lead. So here's closing the gold gap. They can probably go for a top lane turret rush here with the Eye of the Rift Herald. It does not seem like they're gonna pull the trigger just yet, staying patient. They think that, okay, Swapito is probably gonna be enough to defend this, and Kagron is gonna come in as well. So they're just gonna back off for now. Be satisfied with getting the Rift Herald and set it up for something bigger later in the game. Maybe mid lane, or maybe just continue top lane, because that's basically one Rift Herald charge away from going down as first turret.
I thought that's gonna be it, but Parzival is brewing something here. He can go for the chase down, but he doesn't know that Kagron is still on the side. If that Snake is gonna fight out onto YJY, he doesn't have vision, but it doesn't matter. He can just Q himself out right there, and that is gonna be the rampage. Revelate is gonna be backing away here with Snake. He can go for a fight though. Oh no, he's very aggressive here. Revelate is now gonna get punished just because of how much speed Snake has. He can't chase him down, and he's gonna die. Wow, LG Hydra punishing West Point.
Yeah, big punish there, and I think now West Point so different from how they played earlier, and where they knew when to go in. They were the ones punishing. They were the ones baiting out against against the team here of LG Hydra, but here it's actually them being punished by for the greed here. Like their YJY didn't respect the Spark Surge into the Overload, and at that point, Revelate tries to go for an execute, but he's just not ahead enough for that to go unpunished, and Snake was the wrong target to go for the greed there, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe he overestimated this damage. He even flashed in without the ultimate during that time. That's why he was punished. It's like, that's the way that LG Hydra played a while ago, and that's the reason why they were punished. And West Point Esports are taking a page out of their book, and that's not a good page to take though. But again, West Point Esports are making some mistakes here. I hope they would be able to turn things around. And LG Hydra, I like that they're looking good. Snake is getting a lot of his items in.
Definitely. And he's already completed his Triforce, already well on his way into his second item. They can really play around that. With the break coming up, yeah, they should be playing around him. They're leaving Snake on his own. Kagran's gonna be the one roaming to help Yobel, because they've already set up Snake for life, right? Even if he doesn't get more kills in the next 5 minutes, he should be fine. Showstopper coming through.
Yeah, Showstopper and Fate Seal can still turn things around. Though. He has the shield, and that ult would be able to help out YJY, which is great though. Again, ready to kill Parzival.
Downtown.
Yeah, I think Parzival is gonna be the saving grace here for West Point.
Oh man, that's from downtown. You can see that, okay, Swapito knows that he can fight this, right? He has the flash, so pag may nakita siyang haymaker, he just flashes behind and gets the kill. What he did not expect though was YJY going with a Dawning Shadow and helping out Parzival, and that's a big throw, huh? That's not just a kill in the lane, that's also most likely gonna be this turret.
First turret. Yeah, first turret of the game going in favor of Parzival. That's gonna be very big. And now, whenever the Rift Herald comes up later on, that's gonna be an easy take for the members of West Point. And you don't want a set being this ahead, because whenever a set like this happens, he can still go in, try to take on Snake if ever he wants to, but again, Snake is just too much ahead and going for the mid lane push here. Bell's gonna go for the target, but look at that! The dash is coming in, they're gonna go Crescio with the Grand Entrance. That's gonna be the kill for Columbia.
West Point Esports, despite the earlier blunders against Snake, they're now realizing, okay, Snake is a no-no zone. We're not dealing with that. Because if you imagine this, okay, 5 kills, imagine that's like what? That's like 1,500 gold. So if LG Hydra, if they're not dealing with Snake, kung wala si Snake, essentially, LG Hydra is working on a 1.5k gold deficit, right? And meanwhile, medyo mas spread evenly yung gold distribution of West Point Esports. So they have gold on Revelate, they have a little bit of gold on Columbia, they have a little bit on YJY, which means that if they're just avoiding Snake, they actually outstat and they pretty much outstat and outpower spike LG Hydra and other parts of the map, which is what they're doing. So they realize their initial blunder of giving the Zeri 5 kills, and now they're playing around that. And basically deciding, okay, this problem is not something that we can solve right now. Let's tignan na natin yung page nung ibang pages nung test paper. No, so and they're pretty much doing it pretty well.
Yeah, and I think hindi naman si YJY yung answer to the Snake problem, to be honest. It's gonna be Columbia. That's gonna be the answer. And yeah, that's why they're going for that angle right now. But Parzival is gonna be the target. This is gonna be, oh no, the Showstopper onto the backline. He has the Haymaker to work with. The Facebreaker was great, and that's gonna be the turnaround. Festo getting the kill there. Now West Point Esports on a good spot on this next fight kasi walang lightning crash.
Without light, they do still have the lightning crash here.
They do still have though, but they're gonna go in Grand Entrance. That's gonna be the kill on the Snake. That's gonna be the kill. They're turning things around. They have to release on their side though, working in their favor, but that's gonna be Yobel taking his skill on his own, and that's Spectre is gonna fall down. He has a lot of range to work with it. That's the flash from YJY taking it down. They still have a lot of things to work with. Parzival is gonna turn
Parzival?
He has the Haymaker though, and that's gonna be the kill. Swapito can still go for this though. Kagran's not getting hit in Zenith place, but there is the flash from Swapito. And what was that? Parzival with the punch into the face, and that makes it a 4-for-3 in favor of West Point.
Hello?
What? I was surprised.
LG, okay, that oh no. I mean, that was the last bit of damage that Swapito needed, but we have to remember that Seth is a champion that thrives at being low HP, right? The lower HP he is, the more health regen he has, the lower HP he is, the more you hurt him, the bigger the haymakers are. And here, okay, they solve the problem immediately, but they kind of forget here that Yubel, once again, Yubel, even before this double kill, has been farming very consistently. That's one thing that you can always expect from Yubel, is to always farm consistently. They're behind, he farms consistently. They're ahead, he farms so far ahead of the curve, right?
Yeah.
So, and look at this. This is just sad.
This was surprising, though.
Yeah, he gets the double punch. he had a double punch. Yun yung kicker eh. The first one doesn't deal that much damage, and the second one just demolishes.
Still going in though, the Solar player wasn't able to hit, so he run. That's not going to be good, but then the Showstopper onto the backline, onto Snake, that's a flash that has been forced onto their side. They're really looking for this. The Spexy is going to pull that. That's going to be a reason for Revelate. It's going to work well in their favor. They're just going to be running the down T-Bron. It's going to be the target, but Parzival is not going to pull that just yet. The Haymaker was able to save his life, but this is going to be the two carries that are still alive. Revelate doesn't have enough damage. Snake is making this work with the lightning crash. He's super fast, so Revelate is going to fall down. That is a misstep for West Point, because look at this. Snake is super fast, but Columnia is able to flash in, and that is Snake gonna be running around with that dash. At least West Point Esports knows that they don't have enough damage anymore though, but Yobel overstepping his bounds. West Point running away.
That was so good there. Columnia could have gotten the kill onto Snake, but he realized he knows the tools that Zeri has. Just goes over, he knows that the perfect execution is already coming. He goes for a long long Sparks Rush. Oh, Parzival.
He is going for a kill though,
he's
but
dogging Yobel down. I think the gravity will see him stop in his tracks, but he's still gonna be able to clear this wave. But going back to what I was saying earlier, yeah, Snake, despite the rest of his team, West Point is doing a great job. They've already gotten ahead of the curve. All of the gold is still in Snake's favor. If they can take out Snake early, it's pretty much they have 6k gold. Oh.
Yeah, they went in for Smexy. That is gonna be good for Cresho. Good target. Actually, the target acquisition from West Point Esports has been good so far. They just forget the fact that Yobel is there and they're gonna go in. Hydra is gonna be the target right now. They have a lot of perfect excuse off the Showstopper. That face breaker was ready on 3, and that's the Haymaker turning things around. A lot of them fell, and West Point Esports just got ahead of the game right here against LG Hydra.
Cresho, I believe that was Cresho, right? With a 3-man Grand Entrance knockup. That was huge to ensure that LG Hydra had no chance of turning that fight around at that. I mean, already at that point it was pretty bad for LG Hydra, but Cresho just hammered the nail on the coffin for that team fight. And look at that, in a flash, 7k gold lead. They were like answering, like I said, they were answering the other questions in the test paper, in the other pages, and then something in the other questions made them realize what they needed to do to answer the first question, right? Like they were avoiding Snake, they were building up a gold base using Swapito, using Yobel, using Smexy and Tigran, and when they built up enough of a base, of a money base, when Snake comes in, they're able to match him by taking him out early with the power of Columnia and Revelate getting the resets for the rest of the fight. And after that, so if you take away Snake here, if you take away Snake early, this 7k gold lead that West Point Esports has is actually much more than that. It's like more like an 8k, 9k gold lead for West Point Esports just because Snake gets taken out of the fight early.
Yeah, remember everyone, that is a good school tip right there. If you don't know the answer, just skip the question. Maybe you'll find the answer on the other test papers. So, right there, West Point Esports just paved way for themselves. But look at this YJ, they're going in with the Shurelya onto the Snake, and that is going to be a done deal right here. West Point Esports are playing out of their minds. Keyone is also going to fall down. This might be the tower. This is not used of YJY.
That might not be him. That might actually just straight up be Baron once it spawns.
Yeah. Easy
or at least vision around Baron. I think this comp from West Point Esports is not the best at taking Baron. No? It's YJY on the Sena. It's not really the biggest, the Baron taker, but if they have the space for it, Smexy's bot lane.
Smexy's gonna fall.
I think that's a Baron donated, even with shutdown gold 800 onto Smexy. If they can get this Baron, the Baron pretty much pays back the 800.
Yeah.
Usually Baron's a big gold swing, right? But with the 800, it's pretty much just a smaller gold swing. But the biggest thing here is that they get the Baron buff, and at this point LG Hydra is gonna have to be thinking how are we gonna deal with this. Snake keeps getting bursted down. We don't have good enough vision. Like that entire play from Westpoint Esports, some mid lane where they just locked down Snake, is because LG Hydra had no vision. Like Kigron is kind of scared, right? Kigron is afraid to go into the enemy territory because even kahit siya lang mahuli ng Westpoint, papasukin nila because that's a big heal tool, that's a big engage tool taken away from LG Hydra. So they're willing to commit onto Kigron because they know if they can just take up one member, it's so much easier to get to Snake. And once Snake is down, everything else falls into place as long as they don't leave Yobel alone immediately after. And look at the vision, it's just completely in Westpoint's favor.
Yeah, and right now at this point, Swapito is not gonna be, kumbaga, he's not gonna get stronger anytime soon. Sobrang tagal pa for Swapito to be actually relevant against Westpoint Esports. And usually what you want to happen on this matchup is you just win. Kalumnia playing with fire, but the perfect execution is now down. He still has the Shuriken to work with to get away from this though. Again, mid lane, they're gonna go for Yobel though. He knows the target, they have the gravity field, but it's not gonna be effective. But look at that, the stun was able to do something though, but again, another kill for the side of Westpoint.
Oh man, this is just tough, and we're back to square one here with LG Hydra, where we thought, okay, Snake coming in hot, and then Westpoint Esports just has kryptonite against him. Takes him out early. The rest of his team can't keep up in terms of damage. Smexy can't keep up in terms of damage. Swapito has... He's all the way halfway through the 0 and 10 power spike for the Yone Yasuo brothers, and I don't see him becoming relevant anytime soon here. And Westpoint Esports is nailing the first nail in the coffin here for LG Hydra. Kalumnia already getting those kills. Smexy next to the chopping block. Oh no, Dash. This is all falling apart for Hydra.
Yeah, didn't look good, but they're still gonna go in. They have a lot of things to work with for Westpoint. They have the Baron though, and wala na ring lightning charge these things. So if they want to go for this fight, YJY doesn't have a lot of range kasi we all know he went in for the carry build, so he doesn't have a lot of souls in his hand. YJY is just playing a bit, medyo nag-backpedal sila kay YJY. They want YJY to play a bit supportive, and the stars of the show are Kalumnia and Forcibus.
Yeah, and I mean, YJY right now, with all these damage items, and he doesn't have a lot of range. Like, he's just able to get this Drake auto attack across the mid here, but it's still a very vital part of how they're able to take it down. Like, every single bit of damage counts when you're chasing a reset. Revelate's chasing resets. Kalumnia here, of course, wants to execute his main targets with perfect execution. And YJY, the Piercing Shadow comes in. The Dawning Shadow not only pushes more damage for Revelate and Kalumnia to capitalize on, it also provides them with that survivability that they need so that Snake is pretty much unable to take them down, even with the battery passive that Snake has, even with Yobel dealing consistent damage. It's just so much utility from both Crescio and YJY, and damage as well from all three of Revelate, Kalumnia, YJY, and Parzival just dealing with whatever threats that come close. Either he resets the battle lines with Showstopper, he uses Showstopper as a fight starter. And here's
not sure if this is the right target though. Parzival is very tanky at this point in the game, so if they want to go for it,
Kalumnia
comes in. Kalumnia to the back line wants to go for Yobel. That is gonna be that's gonna be the game. That's gonna be the end. That's gonna be taken down. LG. They can't do anything on this fight. Kigron is the last one standing. They still have Swapito, but what can he do right there alone in his space? Just for Esports. I go for an end here.
He's the last samurai facing off against the 5 Ronin of Westpoint Esports. Parzival's gonna chase him down, and he has to flee, turn tail, and flee as Crescio in the gang here. Westpoint Esports, Parzival, Revelate, Kalumnia, YJY, and Crescio move on to our grand finals here as they 2-0 LG Hydra in our losers bracket finals. This is such a clean recovery from West Point.
Yeah.